Joe Passarelli here. Alright, I wanted to give my thoughts on the shoot video that's going around the internet involving this woman, the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna, Joni Laura. Of course, we all know her from her time in the WWE, the only woman to win the Intercontinental Champion, the first woman ever to compete in the Royal Rumble, certainly broke barriers as a former women's champion as well. I was actually watching what I didn't realize, but what was her last match ever against Lita on WWE Judgment Day. She was supposed to turn heel, but she abruptly left the company before that program with Lita could play out, and Chyna could turn heel, and Lita could beat a heel Chyna, defeat a heel Chyna in 2001 for the Women's Championship. A lot of rumors, and Chyna in this shoot video kind of addressed a lot of rumors that people had speculated on throughout the years. She was kind of vague in some of them, but she spoke on her time with XPac in-depthly in some very graphic detail, and she also spoke on her thoughts on the WWE adopting a new policy involving domestic violence, pretty much saying competitors involved or convicted on domestic violence could face suspension and or termination from the WWE. And Chyna, this woman right here, she had a big clothesline to Stephanie McMahon and the WWE in general, saying Stephanie McMahon is not best for business, saying that, kind of commenting on how her and Triple H got together. By all accounts, it seemed like Chyna and Triple H were still sort of an item when Triple H and Stephanie McMahon started dating off-screen and began their romance, which to this day has given rise to 3 daughters, and Triple H essentially becoming the new Vincent Kennedy McMahon and the guy who the future of the wrestling business, some could say, the future of the business falls on this guy's big shoulders. But Chyna didn't really say too much about Triple H besides that, but had a lot to say about Stephanie, calling her hypocritical, pretty much like using this new policy they adopted, and saying that, her and Sean Waltman, X-Pac, when they dated, even calling him X-Pac, they had domestic violence disputes, and that after the OJ incident in 1997, the law was adopted that if there's a domestic violence call, both parties get arrested. Chyna cited a time where X-Pac actually held a knife reportedly to her throat, and very informative shoot interview, about 15 minutes. It's floating around the internet on various channels. I know the WWE TNA 2K channel, which I've subscribed to, had it, along with a bunch of good interviews. Just check that out if you want a channel that has a lot of good shoot interviews on it. But overall, Chyna coming off very bitter to the WWE. It's funny because the WWE had expressed interest, or at least there was rumors on the internet expressing interest in inducting Chyna in the WWE Hall of Fame as part of D-Generation X in a coming year. And certainly Chyna deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. She was groundbreaking for all women, competing with men, defeating men, becoming the first woman to win the Intercontinental Championship. Chyna was revolutionary. She was the ninth wonder of the world. But unfortunately, she became very bitter after her departure with WWE. A lot of rumors suggest that Stephanie McMahon herself ran Chyna out of the WWE because Stephanie and Hunter were becoming more of an item, and maybe she felt threatened by Chyna, or she just didn't feel comfortable working with Chyna, given the dating history that Chyna and Paul Levesque did have. Which, ironically, if you watch the Triple H DVD, he makes no reference to his relationship with Chyna whatsoever. He talked about bringing her into DX, but no reference of their romantic relationship, which, by all accounts, lasted until Stephanie and Triple H became Stephanie and Triple H. But Chyna, very bitter, saying she'd never work with WWE. Pretty much, she didn't say the words Hall of Fame, but I think it's safe to assume she wants no part in the WWE Hall of Fame with her words. She definitely comes off a tad bit sour grapes. I mean, my girlfriend Kayla kind of mentioned it. Big shout out to her. that Chyna coming off like sour grapes a little bit, and the WWE made her into a big star, gave her the opportunity to go from bodybuilding to become one of the biggest stars in wrestling history, and a groundbreaking female, and a groundbreaking competitor. Should be in the WWE Hall of Fame someday on her own achievements, not just for D-Generation X. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I mean, Chyna's history with doing porn, all you have to do is hit a search and 20, 30 videos will pop up. It's not just the leaked video with Sean Waltman. She has been involved in numerous pornographic endeavors. There were rumors that she was an escort at one point floating around the internet. Now, she says in the video, she seemed very sober and very lucid and very aware and very motivated, very, almost in a way I gotta give her credit because she wanted to bare her soul for this new chapter of her life finally. She's talking about being a teacher. She doesn't have any kids, but it seemed like she was really, I think she was over her niece and nephews and house and a family member, and really embraced the idea of children and everything. So perhaps Chyna feeling a bit maternal. But overall, you should check this video out, folks. It's a very interesting interview. One of the more interesting shoot videos I think that's floated around in 2014. I think it's on Chyna's YouTube channel. I'm not subscribed to Chyna's YouTube channel. And if anyone wants to comment Chyna's YouTube channel below, but by all means, I would love to subscribe and see what other videos she has on there. But, folks, what do you think? The ninth wonder of the world, Chyna, speaking her mind, saying Stephanie not best for business, being very candid, saying Stephanie should never be on 60 Minutes or anything because it would be hypocritical and atrocious. It's very, very no holds barred in her opinions with, Stephanie and Triple H, the individuals who hold the keys to the future of world wrestling entertainment and sports entertainment, one could argue. So, very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. Folks, you should definitely check it out. Joe Passarelli, this shoot interview, review, and reaction. Don't treat her like a woman, don't treat her like a man. But apparently, she is coming out swinging and not caring what kind of ramifications it may have for her involved with wrestling business and future Hall of Fame endeavors and other DVDs and WWE Network projects. Seems like Chyna's not interested. Not the first individual to be not interested in WWE. Certainly won't be the last. Subscribe, folks. Joe Passarelli.